Hey guys, Dan here. I'm here with a little bit another discussion video. Yeah, I got a lot to talk about lately, but I mean, it's not really going to do me any good, just talking about this. I mean, I'm not expecting anything to come of it, but I think it'll feel a lot better if I actually get this off my chest and be able to talk about what's going on over the last couple days. Really, just this week in general has not really been the greatest week. With me stressing out in the last video about the anger issues, and then work being a weird thing. So mainly I wanted to talk about work and kind of just work in life right now and kind of what I want from life. Because you can see the title's called, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's kind of the friggin' saying of my life right now, and I'll tell you why. So a couple days ago, this weekend, or should I say, actually, let's just take it back. A couple weeks ago, I told you guys in the Isaac videos, if you don't watch Isaac, then I work at Walmart. I've worked at Walmart for a little bit over 6 years, going on 7 this year. And I've been a cashier for the most of that time. There was a time where I took a supervisor job and it stressed me out. So then I went back down to a cashier. I was like, all right, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If you're enjoying your time as a cashier, you don't got to worry about moving up, So then, I went back to being a cashier, and then all of a sudden a new opportunity shows up, a couple weeks ago. My supervisor came up to me and asked, did you want to try the cash office position? Now, obviously, in my head, like in the back of my head, I just wanted to say no, not really, because I know in the back of my mind that is a tough job. Accounting is not, as simple as, hey, put this in the computer, oh, you're done. It's it's so much more than that. It's just a huge process you have to go through. And obviously, with me, I don't really feel like I have that responsibility, that type of, let me get this set. I feel like I'm not ready for that type of responsibility. And so in the back of my mind, I really wanted to say no. Unfortunately with me, I have a really, really bad habit of not being able to say no when that's what my true, intention is, to say no. I kind of have it hard to say no because of just the way people act at work. Had I not witnessed everything going on between everybody, which I'm gonna lie, it's a freaking mess. But I really wanted to say no, but of course part of me is like, well, maybe this is time to try something different. I've been talking about getting kind of annoyed with being cashier and having to deal with annoying people, but lately I've also been trying to phase them out. Don't really matter, because like as a cashier, if I mess up, and I rarely mess up, but when I do mess up, it's like small things. Oh, you double scan something. Oh, you typed the something in wrong. That's small things. You can fix that. In accounting or just in the cash office, or just anything that has to do with finances, for a big company, you are taking care of the company's finances, that building's finances. So you fuck that up, then that literally just has a chain effect, because if you fuck one day up, then that's necessarily going to fuck the next day up and the next day up. And there's just so many things that can go wrong, like little small things, versus cashier where like little small things don't matter. With accounting, a small thing could be a huge thing. And like if one thing goes wrong, then everything goes wrong. It's just, it was, I knew in the back of my mind it was a bad idea. I should have took the sign that, to go up my gut. But I decided, I would try this new position, get training for it. Because if I say no, I'm always afraid that, they're going to say something about it. Because just between me and you guys and probably everyone watching this video, where I work, I'm like the soaker of chat, pretty much. I don't really take sides. I don't really care if someone doesn't like somebody else I work with, because I try to be friends with everybody, I'm not going to try and make no arguments. I'm not going to try and fight with nobody. I just, try to be friends with everyone, try to make conversation, stay friendly, and I do a pretty good job at that. So because I am this passive person, I get told a lot of crap that I really, really don't want to hear a lot of the time, like so much of the time. You guys can't believe just some of the things people tell me, and then they tell me, oh, you can't, keep this between us, keep this between us. I'm like, yeah, fine, whatever, I don't care. It's like, I really hate it. I'm not gonna lie. I really, really hate absorbing people's 2-cent comments about other people, because that's all it is. Like, literally, I hear so many 2-cent comments about other people that we work with from people higher up. sometimes, and that's what makes it so hard to say no. Because if you do, they turn around and then they turn that against you later on down the road, and you say, oh, well, you should have did that. And I was like, why? Is this a fucking kindergarten? Like, I hate it. I really, really, really hate it. But let me not get off track here. So I decided I would try this new position. You know, I should have took it aside, because the first day I went in for training, literally the woman that was training me had to leave for an emergency like 2 hours in, so I didn't get any training that day at all. So basically, first day of training is gone. Second day of training, I got to see everything, but she didn't really explain all the details. Now I was taking notes, I was writing down everything, make sure I don't screw things up. But they kind of training now just kind of encourages you. They teach you the basics. They don't really tell you everything, because small things aren't planned for. You never know what can go wrong. But like I said, I should have took that sign. It was like, nah. They said, you don't like it at the end of the training, let them know and they'll find someone else. It's that easy. All I had to do was say no. But of course, down deep inside, I have an internal conflicts like I do all the time. Like wanting to say no, but then going back on that, it's like, well, maybe I want to try something different. It's like, it stresses me out, man. I should have took the stress as a second sign to say no. But of course, I couldn't. So I went ahead and said, you know what? I think I got the hang of it. And so they scheduled me on my own every weekend to do that job. I was like, all right, this is not bad. It's not bad. It's not a hard job. It's just, like I said, small things can go wrong, and they haven't really told me the solution to deal with the things that go wrong. Therefore, I end up stressing out over what the hell do I do. You know what I'm saying? It's like I beat myself up over making a mistake in a new position so quickly that it will immediately just make me turn around about my thoughts, which is kind of what happened, but I'll get to that in a little bit. So the first week, it was fine. It was literally fine. But I was feeling that the change, I felt the change, to be honest. To go from working with people to being in an office for 4 hours a day, on my own, having to deal with nothing but me and a bunch of papers and numbers, and things can go wrong. Like that's all my mind thinks about is I hope I don't mess this up. I hope I don't mess this up. I hope I don't mess this up. And even when I seemingly did something right, I would always get told, "Oh, you did this wrong, this wrong, this wrong." Like, okay, that's fine. I did these wrong. I can fix that later. But this past weekend, well, actually, I guess it happened Monday, so yesterday, I switched shifts with the woman who usually works there because she needed a day off when I worked, so we switched shifts. She took my Saturday, I went in on Monday, and the day before, Sunday, because I worked that day too, I went in and just shit was broken. I'm just going to put it that way. The machine that controls all the money is broken, and that means I can't access half the papers I need to get my job done, which means I'm delayed by like an hour, which like shit already is bad, okay? They try to ask me to fix the machine. I don't know nothing about the machine, but like that wasn't my worry really. So that day, half of like all the finances didn't get to be put into the machine, so they're not in the system, which means it's all going to pop up the next day. And like I said, I haven't been trained for that shit. So like literally the next day, which was yesterday, I went in. Turns out people didn't do their job. Like management didn't come up front to do the papers that was necessary because the machine was broken. And like I just got overwhelmed yesterday, Monday. I was fucking absolutely overwhelmed, and it tore me apart. Like literally tore me apart. I literally tried my best, but like things were not adding up in the computer. Things were popping up out of nowhere because of the yesterday's incident. It all got to me, and I literally just broke down yesterday and just left. I literally left. And it sucks really, because when I think about it more and more, I enjoy my job as a cashier. That's like I like the basicness of it. I know you're thinking, well, Dan, you can't be successful off something like that. I don't care really, because everyone always asks, what do you want in life? When are you gonna go back to school? When are you gonna do this? Everyone always assumes what I'm going to do instead of actually thinks about what I actually want in life. Because let's be real here, I've been out of high school for, like I said, 7 years now, and I've really done nothing. I've not been able to save up. I've not been able to do anything. And honestly, every day, every passing day, I start to feel more and more like shit because I can't actually save up because I can't actually do what I want to do in life, you know. I literally worked my way up from minimum wage all the way up to what I'm making right now, and I'm comfortable with what I'm making right now. And yet I still can't do anything because like all the things that happened over the years have just piled up. Let me just put it in perspective. What I want in life is really just to have one day where I will finally just be able to say, wow, today's going to be a good day. You know, I just want to be able to live without having a constant worry about money issues, man. Because that's all my mind thinks about nowadays is, you know, oh, I might have enough to pay all these bills, and then all of a sudden I gotta wait for this bill to come through, and then I gotta do this, and I gotta do that, and then I gotta repay my uncle. It's like, life fucking sucks. And every time I attempt to make a new decision, something goes wrong and I want to switch it back. So yesterday when I left a note as well saying, can you please just switch everything back? And more than likely, it's not going to happen. More than likely, I think I'm probably going to get fired, but it happens really. If I get fired, oh well, I'll just find a new job. But the thing is, I can't afford to not work because, like I said, a couple years ago when I went through my breakup, I took that breakup really badly, even though I was the one who initiated the breakup. I took it really poorly, and then that's when I made the decision to get a new computer because it was, you know, I was stressed out about my old computer and I was still doing YouTube at the time and I couldn't really do anything. I couldn't play any games. It was like, you know what, games are like basically my outlet for stress. So I'm going to get, you know, a computer that'll last me so I don't ever have to deal with that. Of course, I didn't actually have the money to get a computer, obviously, because I can't save up because literally all of my money goes back to bills every month. Like, all I want in life, let me just put it this way, all I want in life is to know one day I don't have any loans to pay off. And right now I have two loans. One for this computer, which is not gonna end for a good another 2 more years, I believe, and then one going to my uncle, which ends next year in May, so a year from now. But I'm actually behind on those because just things don't add up properly, man. They really don't. And because I did take out the loan for this computer, it was probably not the best idea to do that. But when you're stressed, you make decisions you don't want to do, and that's part of life. You know? I can't, like I said, I can't really say I have made good decisions in life. I really haven't. You know, there's a lot of regret from what happened 2 years ago. I wouldn't have got into that relationship in the first place had I actually listened to my instinct, not going with what I thought was right. I should have went with what my heart said was right. But, you know, hindsight's hindsight. Let's not worry about that right now. That's not really the issue. Why did I title this, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it? Because literally I liked my basic style of like going to work, you know, being a cashier for 7 hours, coming home, you know, 5 days a week. That's fine. That's all I wanted. And every time I seem to change something goes wrong. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's literally this my work life right now, and that's really just my life in general. Every time I seemingly make a change, something goes wrong, and it fucking sucks. So it's annoying, really, because just all this crap, and all I really want in life is just this one thing, just to be able to make all these finances go away, except for the essentials, really. You know, insurance, phone bill. That's all I want to pay. Oh, and rent, but that's really all I care about. I just want to be able to save up every month without having to deal with, you know, all this going back to loans and shit. And like I said, I got myself into the computer loan, but the car loan is something I cannot shake, you know. If you don't know the story behind that, I'll keep it short. I got it, my car as a gift, except it was a car lease. You know, 4 years up, the car lease is gone. I had to either, you know, return the car, refinance it, because I helped my mom out. I can't refinance it, so I had to go to my uncle for money, and now I'm repaying him. You know, that's pretty much the gist. And it's just like, it sucks. It really does. If I could go back, I would definitely make all the decisions differently, but I can't. I really can't. I can't go back. No one can, and it's probably for the best, because if things went differently, then I probably wouldn't even be here in the situation I am right now. So, you know, who knows? Who knows, really? But I'm not going to make this a sob story. I'm not going to sit here and, you know, talk and drag on and on and on. I really just wanted to speak to somebody about this, because, you know, at least when you get it out there, when you know what the situation I'm in, you'll understand why the videos may stop for a little while and then come back and then stop and then come back. You know, I have to find the right time and the right moments to get some recordings in. And if I do miss a few, then you know why. I'm still a little bit, you know, upset, but I'll get over it. I always do, and I guess I always will. And at the end of the day, you know, got the channel to fall back on. You know, if I need to make some videos, just play some games and just chill, have a good time. But anyways, I'll go ahead and stop rambling. You know, I've been for about 16 minutes now, just about. So I'll shut up. Thank you guys for your time today, and that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for your support. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time with some more videos.